deplete the quality of the environment, right? So how we want to make sure that we want to bring back some element of safety back to the nature. So whether it's a hotel operator, whether it is on the tourism side, we know that a lot of the element of the carbon is a contributor from the tourism because of the people traveling, the people wasting food, right? So I think that education has not really understood in terms of our zero net carbon objective that the government is trying to achieve, right? So maybe that is, people say, a far-sighted agenda. But if we don't take action now, it will never happen, right? So maybe we have questions from the floor. We want to ask any questions?
I'm very interested in the term virtual tourism. As you know, now is a culture of collaboration. So collaboration with the health and wellness industry, medical industry, halal industry. So I don't know whether you've watched the Black Mirror series on Netflix. It pushes virtual tourism to the part that explores your senses. So let's say we come to the part that we really cannot move anywhere, and you can only explore your senses, taking whatever you have from the real situation. So virtual tourism, do you think that Malaysia would be ready to go to that direction, virtual tourism, where there will become a point where we can't go at all, but we can still move tourism using virtual technology? We call it VR, virtual reality. That's one.
Right.
Another one is, with all these natural disasters happening, all right, how does the tourism industry, overcome it so that it will still go on, survive, even though with all the threats of nature disasters? Two questions.
Okay. I answer the question, right? Okay. The first one, when you talk, okay, my answer to your first question is yes and no. Okay. Yes, we do have the contents. We do have all the knowledge. We have all the storytelling. We have all the the stories. The interesting stories and the knowledge sharing. But the no is that we do not have the right technology. We do not have the full technology. It means that we are actually honestly, I think we are 4, but we need to have actually 5G, when it comes to internet connectivity. Then we can do more. Then it will be more interesting, Then it will be more interesting. Right now, what we are actually, when we actually first launched under the MPC, Tourism Protein Access of Malaysia Virtual Experience, what we are actually doing is actually, it's not the real virtual with the graphic everything. We are actually doing, it is actually something like live online experience, of which where you are in front of the camera and you are leveraging technology. What we have is actually, there'll be like some video, it's like hybrid, some little bit of video recorded, then, or some you can actually do live depending on the internet connectivity of that area, and some, a real life talking. So that is one part where actually, that we are actually very good at now. But to go more, we need all sort of, we can actually use our 360 camera. We can use all sort of technology that is available out there. Even iPhone is giving a lot of 5G enable for this one. But we are not there yet. Even if this is available in Cyberjaya or big cities, but all our best product or thing is actually out there. So those are actually that is our actually problem now. That actually when you say that can we do it? Can we do it? Yes. When I said at first, yes, we can do it. But it doesn't actually maximize the satisfaction. Maximize it as compared to others. If you compare to like what you mentioned is something that, wow, we actually looking at the ruins and we are actually there. There are actually many parts of many stage of VR where you can actually a simple virtual reality that you can create with our enable technology. And they come the AR, the augmented reality, and the good thing is that if we can really teleport ourselves, you know. This is something that I use, that how I wish I could teleport myself there. So that is actually the hologram, you know, that will actually is going to be is supposed to be available.
It's like Star Trek, you know, hologram.
It's a hologram. It's like, okay, now I'm going to go to Politzon. Take me there. So the show is like, you're going to be there. You know, it's actually it's possible with given technology, everything. What we can actually apply, that something is very simple, but some of us, I don't know how, why it is very hard to convince. You know, I went to Langkawi even and said that, okay, this is the tree where it is used to have this is Mansuri been murdered here and there. I said, okay, yeah, but we're actually looking at the tree. But given with the technology, you see, given the technology, the AR, you can just get one recording, a simple recording or some role play anywhere, and place it in YouTube, and just a QR code there, and you can be directed. Then you can see the whole story. You know, there is something that you can do. It's a very simple technology, but yeah, I do not know why.
Yeah, it takes a leader. It takes someone else to do it, right? This I think the fact that, you know, I like the fact that, you know, we always want to benchmark against someone who could break the ice, who could break the momentum of what it takes to do the real augmented reality or virtual reality. Now, when you see this movie Star Trek those days, you see there's a time travel, right? People travel through time because they can move from one place to the other, right? So, of course, those days is talking about an imagination that just go through. So, the fact that virtual reality is also an element of time travel, because you can make someone be there or the past come forward. So, bringing tomorrow today, and it's part of our sustainability team for this year is bringing tomorrow's today, is to fast forward whatever the future is and make it a reality today. So I know that we have good quality people, and yet we have so many unemployed, so-called unemployed, but I think the unemployed version or definition is probably not the same as in the dictionary. The unemployed version here is that people still are not satisfied with the job that they are in. That's why they call it themselves unemployed. But the fact they are all fully employed somewhere or the other in doing something. Now, this element of technology and creativity, and you see it is supposed to be supported by the infra, right? The infra. But the choreographing, because it takes a storyline, and you know, how, to what extent the imagination that someone allowed to go beyond. For example, the story about the past of the people who were not considered as heroes, but actually heroes. The definition of history about certain people, but you know, they were considered perpetrators, but actually the people who are fighters, they are the people who fight for certain values, right? So again, the definition of what is the truth of a story and what is creativity. So there's an element of how do you look at tourism as reflecting the truth, or is it reflecting creativity? This is what I'm going to ask.
Okay, before I go to the second question, okay, just a little bit more on creativity or something. This is knowledge that actually we are actually lacking of, you know, the choreography. I mean, they call it a storyboard. The storyboard of how we're going to start the story of A to actually to go to a climax where and